Good evening and welcome to Baseball Night Colorado. And we are in the starting lineups here. I'll go silent and let you hear the stadium announcer, Scott Gibson.
Simon Dodge, number 5. Next, Brandon Day, number 2. Next, Henry Zeigert, number 9. Tyler Schlide, number 18. Weston Titus, number 17. And finally, number 16, Nate Bernstein. Coaches, Mr. Kitty and Mr. McKenzie. Okay, next we got the Mustangs. We got number 10, J.P. Haynes. Number 7, Connor Fiardo. Number 8, Isaac Links. Next, number 19, Alex Ortega. Nick Norris, number 12. Austin Apple, number 2. Jared Baker, number 16. Devin Mooseman, number 4. And finally, Sam Christensen, number 15. And I have Coach Haley for the Mustangs tonight. Players, remain standing and repeat after me the American Legion Code of Sportsmanship. I will keep these rules. I will keep the faith with my teammates. I will keep my temper. I will keep myself fit. I will keep myself a stout heart in defeat. I will keep my pride under in victory. Now we request everyone to rise and take off their hats as we play the national anthem.
Well, good evening and welcome to Game 2 here at Butch Butler Field. It is we will call it the game of the week, but it's Baseball Night Colorado here from Butch Butler Field. It's the Centaurus Warriors, and they are the home team in Game 2. They were the away team in Game 1 against the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Mike Ray, along with Scott Gibson, Warren Ray, and also Cameron Gibson, bringing it to you. Good to have you along. In Game 1, it was pretty much all Centaurus, of course, walking away with that with a big victory. And, of course, doing it with the bats, doing it with the pitching, doing it with the fielding. Fort Morgan coming in tonight really with a 9-player squad. Generally, they have 15 to 16. So they're going a little bit lighter tonight. And, of course, they are have a lot of baseball games left that are going to be coming up. We understand at least 6 to 7 more games. And we also found out that Mussman, who came in towards the end, just got back, literally. He actually had broken his ankle and is now back and playing. And you saw what a good job that he did coming in the latter innings to help slow down the attack of the Centaurus Warriors. So tonight, this is game 2. Obviously, we will see Fort Morgan coming out and looking to take revenge, basically. And it'll be J.P. Hamer who's going to start it off for Fort Morgan. Of course, he is a good leadoff hitter, and he was playing center field. And we saw that strike that he made, that beautiful throw to slow down a little bit of the Centaurus attack and literally gun down the runner from Centaurus. So he's going to lead it off. So we have a collector's pen, and you can hear some of the players quickly responding and wanting to win. So it sounds like one of the players for Fort Morgan is going to win this. But we'll see who can make it up here first and get the prize. So Scott Gibson, who's one of the commissioners here for Colorado American Legion Baseball, always very good about doing giveaways. I know they give out baseballs, Rockies tickets, and obviously you heard the prize that is being given out here. So we're going to play ball here in game 2. Good to have you along. And as we mentioned, it's going to be J.P. Hamer that's going to lead it off for Fort Morgan. First pitch taken inside for a ball, and it's now 1 ball and no strikes. So on the mound, it'll be Chase Fukasian. We'll get that corrected here, pitching for Centaurus. Next pitch is taken for a strike, and it's quickly 1-1. So Fort Morgan, who is known for offensive power, looking to open it up here early. We're in the opening rounds here, game 2. Next pitch hit to right center, right fielder going back about 15 steps, makes the catch and drops it, bobbles it. So the runner will advance to second. Had his glove on it, just squirted out. So there's 1 on and nobody out. So it's Connor Fajardo stepping to the plate. He caught in the last game. We believe he's going to be the starting pitcher for this game. Nobody out. Man on second. First pitch taken for a ball, and it's 1-0, missing on the outside corner. So Hamer hitting a fly ball deep and just not able to draw it in was the right fielder. Next pitch missing outside. Count goes to 2-0. Opportunity here for Fort Morgan to put something on easy. Took a little bit off on that. Swung on and missed for strike 1. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Of course, we read the code of conduct with the players. That's very important as far as American Legion. We'll talk more about that. Next pitch is fouled away. Count goes to 2-2. You think about what American Legion has done since 1925. They obviously set up the league, which we already talked about in game 1. Many careers were started not only in the MLB, but also in college, as well as high school baseball. Next pitch hit to center field. Stepping in, makes the catch. Here comes the throw if it's going to be not in time. They do get him in time. Norm Johnson calls him out at second on the force. So a great play after making the catch in center field, and guns him out at second for the force. So there's quickly 2 outs. So it's going to be Isaac Linker stepping to the plate. Big bat here for Fort Morgan. First pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Got a chance to talk to Coach Haley Wish that he had his other 5 players here this evening. But again, proud of his team when you only have 9 players out there, really putting it out there. So really, you have to really do a juggling act as far as pitching is concerned. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Great play in center field to get the double play and the force out at second. Curveball, and that was a big curveball, bending in for a strike, and it's 1-2. Next pitch going to be hit sharply, going to be a base hit. So you can see how big that play was to get the runner at second, because potentially Fort Morgan could have had a run there. So it's Alex Ortega with 2 outs, looking to get something going here for the Mustangs. First pitch taken inside for a ball, and it's now 1-0. Talking with Coach Haley, he said they have a doubleheader tomorrow, and talking about the effectivity of the heat. Said they've got a game at 11 and 1 tomorrow, right in the heat of the day. So as we mentioned, a lot of these teams finishing it out. We're going to talk about all of the leagues. Next pitch is fouled away. Going to be out of play. Count goes to 1-2. Plenty of time if you'd like to get out here at the ballpark if you're in the Weld County area within, say, 20-minute drive. Nice breeze. Of course, the night coming here shortly, cooling it off. It'll be very nice night to watch baseball. The breeze blowing from right to left. There goes the runner. Knocked down by the catcher, but the runner clearly advances. Count goes to 3-1. Base hit potentially could score a run here for Fort Morgan. So the Mustangs in their camo in red and black. Oh, got him picked off. Runner was trying to steal, just caught him off guard, and they got him for the final out. So after a half an inning in the book, some good plays here by Centaurus, both the throw to second and then, of course, picking off the runner to get the final out, and it's 0-0. You're watching Colorado American Legion Baseball. We'll take a break.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Play ball!
Bottom half of the first inning, good to have you along. Colorado American Legion Baseball. It's Centaurus that's coming to the plate. And in the field, it is the Fort Morgan Mustangs to lead it off in the bottom half. It is Blair, followed by Fulkerson, and then it's Hero. And on the mound is Fajardo, who caught in the last game. Was pretty anxious when I was in there getting the lineups to come in and pitch in this ball game. Kind of seeing some of the purity of baseball at the high school level, looking forward to getting in and showing his stuff. So this should be interesting. So Randall Blair going to start it off here for Centaurus, followed by Chase Fulkerson, and of course it is Tucker Haro. Pretty much the same lineup. Fajardo, first pitch is whacked to left field for a base hit. So the beat goes on here for Centaurus. This is kind of what we saw, almost like a rerun here from inning number 2 of game 1. So Chase Fulkerson stepping to the plate. He is the starting pitcher. Little chin music, ducks out of the way, and it's now 1-0. So Centaurus, you think about what they're doing, kind of making a statement here. We'll see where the lineups are in regards to the state tournaments coming up here in a week and a half. But we know in Legion A they will be hosting there, this being Legion B. 1 ball, no strikes. First pitch hit to the third baseman, goes the short way. Second baseman not able to come up with it, so the runners will advance to second and third. Throw to second, and it's not in time. Johnson calls him safe. So the Warriors now very quickly with another opportunity to start it off just like we saw in the last game. Try to get something on the board early. So it's Tucker Haro batting third. And then it's Caden Shepard. So some sharply hit balls here by Centaurus. And not able to convert that. Next pitch is low and in the dirt block nicely. And the count goes to 1-0. So behind the plate is Christensen, who started game 1. Next pitch is whacked. It's going to be a base hit, so run will score. The ball is quickly thrown in from left field. So 1 run only is scored and allowed. So men at the corners at first and third. So Caden Shepard going to step to the plate. Opportunity here to add some more. Nobody out. 2 hits already here for the Warriors. Of course, they took game 1. Next pitch going to be another base hit. Just got past the third baseman. And it's now a 2-0 ball game on 3 hits. So getting that one up just a little bit and pulled it almost in the same spot and getting the base hit. So Nick Van Tessel is going to step to the plate. Of course, he started in game 1 as the pitcher. He is playing shortstop this evening for the Warriors. Nobody out. You heard it correctly. 2 runs are in for Centaurus. First pitch taken outside for a ball, and it's now 1-0. Going to give you a rundown of what Centaurus has to finish out the season here momentarily. Next pitch is whacked foul down the left field line. Count goes to 1-1. Mike Ray, Cameron Gibson, Warren Ray, Scott Gibson bringing it to you. Butch Butler Field, of course, this field's been around a long time. A lot of history here, a lot of great baseball, and a lot of tournaments played here as well. 1-1 pitch, hit down the left field line. This is going to sail foul, and that one's hit deep. So the balls are really moving here tonight. We've seen a number of rockets hit. You think about the play in game 1 where really the ball caught the pitcher. It was a shot hit right up the middle. 1-2 pitch. There's the curveball hit down the third base line. That is fair. So they're going to wave him in. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be, they cut it off. And Centaurus goes up 3-0. So upcoming games for Centaurus. On Tuesday, July the 17th, they have a doubleheader against Skyline. On Wednesday, the July 18th, a single against Holy Family. Next pitch is pushed foul down the right field line. You can hear Scott Gibson calling out clearly. And it's 0-1. And then to finish out the season, on Saturday, July 21st, Centaurus finishes out a single against Fairview. Fort Morgan, on the other hand, we mentioned has a double against Holy Family this coming Monday, a double against Pooter on Tuesday, and then Friday, a doubleheader against Windsor. And we heard a little bit of the scouting report. We heard Windsor is very good. They're a tough team. Even though they're behind a little bit in the standings, very tough is what I heard from Coach Haley from Fort Morgan. Fajardo pitches, that's fouled away. Count remains at 1-2. So David Jamaic looking to get something going. Next pitch is hit to left field, hit the curveball. Backing up, makes the catch. And there's out number 1. So if you recall in game 1, it was that shot down the right field line that got things going for Centaurus from Jamaic. So Simon Dodge going to step up to the plate. 2 men on first and second. There's 1 out, 3 runs are in. Dodge did a good job of mixing speeds coming in relief in game 1. Of course, started at second base and made some beautiful plays at second base. Dodge moving back to his natural position at second. Has 1 strike on him. Fajardo delivers. Fastball for a strike. Has the advantage at 0-2. But Centaurus opening up quickly here in the first inning, heard it correctly, 3-0 on 4 hits. Curveball a little bit high, goes to 1-2. So Fajardo didn't quite like what he saw, and they're going to redo the pitch count here and try to see something he's more comfortable throwing. 1-2 pitch. There's the bunt down the third base line. Very nicely played. There's the throw. Nobody there to take it, so Dodge will run to second. A run will score. Very well disguised was Simon Dodge on that bunt, and you could see quickly out of the box. Ball gets away from the third baseman, so another run will score. And Centaurus up quickly 5-0. So Coach Haley going to go out and have a discussion with his players. And we're talking here, obviously, about mental errors and making some plays here. As we mentioned in the league, some of the tournaments that are coming up, talk about that momentarily. So Scott Gibson is giving away baseball bats for the kids, the miniature kind, and the question was, whose friend is Bullwinkle? Okay. So we had a winner, of course, in the last inning. So we'll see who can come up with the answer on who's the friend of Bullwinkle. Okay, we have winners here running up here again. Haley Schleib came through again, and it looks like she's going to win another bat, so she's quick on the draw. So a couple of baseball bats given away here this evening. Fajardo delivers a fastball at the knees. Good location, painting the black. 0-1. Man on second. Next pitch is going to be a little looper. It's going to go travel over the right fielder's head. He was playing up. Runner will go to second. They're going to wave Dodge in. And Dodge, you can clearly see how fast he is. Made it look easy trotting in from second base, very quick. So just like that, another run scored. And I'm not sure if it was the sunlight again, because it's at that time of the day where it's dusk and you can see the only really lit field, if you will, is right field. So the right fielder was playing up and it just sailed over his head. Next pitch hit to center field. Another looper, going to be a tough play for the shortstop, not able to come up with it. So Fort Morgan having trouble in the field coming up with some fly balls. And still with one out, it's a 6-0 ball game. Turning just in time for ball one and taking ball one. So Blair waiting his turn, men on first and second. Force at third. Next pitch is fouled away. Count goes to 1-1. So in the last game, you saw Fort Morgan dodge the bullet, coming up with 2 big runs in the bottom half of the 5th inning to keep the game going, 7. Next pitch is hit to right field. Another tough play coming in, and it drops in between the second baseman but a nice throw to get him at the force at second from the right fielder. But you can see another tough play, the ball dropping, but good presence of mind to gun it to second to get the force out. So there's 2 down. So Chase Fulkerson going to step to the plate. First pitch taken for a strike, delivered up by Fajardo. Trying to paint that outside corner, and he does it, and it's 0-1. Next pitch inside, you could hear the mitt snap. Good pace on the ball, evens it up at 1-1. So trying to go windshield wiper here as far as the location, and Fajardo just missing on the inside. Next pitch is whacked down the left field line. That's going to go foul. Again, tried to come back to the same location. Count goes to 1-2. So the best thing that I can say that I'm seeing with Centaurus, I asked them when I went into their dugout to get the lineups. I said, what'd you guys eat? What kind of spinach did you eat out there? Because they dropped a beautiful curveball in for strike 3. But the damage is done in the bottom half of the 1st inning. 4 hits, 6 runs for Centaurus. They lead after 1. 6-0 Warriors. Are watching Colorado American Legion baseball. We'll take a timeout.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays. 970-352-5560.
Top half of the second inning, Butch Butler Field. Fort Morgan stepping to the plate, trying to get something going. Of course, a 6-run spot in the bottom half of the first inning. And we'll see what kind of action they can get. This is a team, I always keep saying this because you look at their numbers on the season and their offensive power, and this is a team you don't want to, there it is, hit sharply to the shortstop. Backhands it, comes across the diamond, makes a beautiful play for out number one. One pitch, and it's one out. You can see they have power. When they get a hold of it, the sound of the bat will tell you the story. It's just hitting it to people. So another question for some Rockies tickets, and these are great tickets, by the way. Scott Gibson talking about Butch Butler, of course, who this field is named after. What position did he play? First pitch is a curveball in the dirt, and it's 1-0. So Fort Morgan looking to get something going here. They've got the power. They've got the ability to really put up long rallies, needing to get something going and shake it up a little bit here. Waved at for strike one. It's now 1-1. So Nick Norris, who really had some trouble in right field, trying to get it going, dropped one in for a curveball, catches him looking on the inside corner. Good location and a lot of action on it. Count goes to 1-2. Both pitchers really going more to the curveball, and good curveballs. Next pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Third baseman playing up for Centaurus, dropping a curveball in the dirt, dug out nicely. Count goes full at 3-2 with 1 out. Doubleheader that we're completing here today at Butch. We'll be back here next Saturday. Knocked down for ball 4. We'll be back for Greeley Gojos and Gene Taylor for an Elite A tournament game. Most likely we will see those two teams in the Elite A tournament, which is starting on the 27th, and that will be in Fort Collins. It's going to be hosted by Rocky Mountain High School. That'll be a great tournament as well. So 1 man on, 1 out. Really good opportunity here with Austin Apple stepping to the plate. He's at 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch took it a little bit off. Waves at it, and it's now 2-1. So you can see by the rotation, it almost looked like a cut fastball by the way it was diving. Got Apple swinging from the heels. 1-1. Next pitch going to be hit to the shortstop. Not able to come up with it, so men are at first and second. So Jared Baker, and followed potentially by Devin Mussman. As we mentioned, Mussman coming off of an injury from basketball. And I could literally see when I had a chance to talk to him, there is a slow roller to the shortstop, going to go the easy way. Gets the force, trying to double him up, not in time at first, but gets the force at second. So there's 2 down, men at the corners, and Mussman coming to the plate. You can see Mussman is going to be a key player here for the Mustangs next season with his ability not only to hit, but a very good pitcher. He works very quick. First pitch hit foul down the right field line. Count goes to 0-1. There's that curveball, dropping it. And you can see the huge break. It started literally about belly high and ended up in the dirt. That'll tell you the kind of rotation that Centaurus is getting. It's huge. Almost like a Clayton Kershaw type of curveball heading in that fashion. Fastball hit down, foul. Right field line, count goes to 1-2. So Musman slapping that one. Base hit potentially could not only score a run, but get another runner in position to score. Runner goes, next pitch fouled away on the hit and run. So the runner will go back to first. So Devin Musman had a big smile on his face when I walked in and did not realize who he was. And I said, wow, Musman looked pretty good. And he was pretty happy about what he had done in game one in the last 2 innings. Again, coming off of an injury, wearing his brace literally on his left ankle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner getting back easily in time at first. Flag still waving from right to left. Curveball dropping it in the dirt again. Musman with a good eye takes the ball to full count at 3-2. So Fort Morgan in the ballgame with 2 hits, trying to get one across the board here. Here goes the runner again. This time it's ball 4, so the bases are loaded. So a timely hit here could potentially score 2 runs. So it's going to be the catcher Christensen stepping to the plate. First pitch taken low for a ball, and it's 1-0. So Sam, who started the game, really was effective for a couple of innings, and then, of course, Centaurus really started to get around on him. Looks at strike 1. It's now even at 1s. Throw at second, not going to be in time. Runner gets back. So Sam looking to get something going here. 2 outs. We saw both teams, but mainly Centaurus. Next ball is hit up the middle, and the center fielder is there to make the catch. So some good pitching, some good fielding, and after 1.5 in the books, it's 6-0 Warriors. American Legion Baseball here on Rad Sports. We'll be right back.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Play ball!
At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of Northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. plus reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal Clinic, affordable veterinary care. Call 970-518-1252.
Bottom half of the second inning, Butch Butler Field, and coming to the plate is the Centaurus Warriors, up by 6 runs. So it's going to be Haru followed by Shepard, and then it's Van Tessel. So Coach McKenzie and Kenny got to be happy with what they're seeing, not only in game 1, but really sitting in a good spot here in game 2 in the second or bottom half of the second inning. Mike Ray, Cameron Gibson, Warren Ray, Scott Gibson bringing it to you. Finishing out not only this season or this game, but then next season. And hit to the third baseman, stabs for the first out. So there's one down. Didn't quite get all of that. You could see that in Haru. So Shepard going to step to the plate. He is catching in game 2 here this evening, followed by Van Tessel. First pitch taken for strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. So Fajardo looks like he's starting to get into the rhythm a little bit. You can see took a little bit off on that, jammed him, swung on and missed for strike 2. Both pitchers really starting to settle in. You can see their stuff really starting to work here. 0-2 pitch, there's the curveball. Tried to tease him with it. He didn't go around on it. So it's 1-2. Four hits, 6 runs for the Centaurus Warriors. Curveball hits him, wore it. So he's going to head to first. So Fajardo, who's gone to that curveball quite a bit, this one just didn't quite snap and it didn't break, and this one literally caught the catcher on the back of his helmet. You could actually hear it. So Van Tessel stepping to the plate. 1 man on, 1 out. Fajardo delivers. Tried to backhand it, but not able to come up with it, so that will be a base hit. Depends upon how you score that. So Austin Apple not able to come up with that. He's made some very good plays at third here in the last game, even heading into this game. Just not able to backhand it. Men at first and second, 1 out. Next pitch is hit 2. It tried to backhand it again. If he can get it, going to go the long way. And they get him. Nice throw by Apple. And you can see him kneeling down. It might have taken a bad hop and hit him in the face. We're not sure exactly where it hit him, but he's going to shake it off. Weird bounce on Apple. Yeah, you can see him grabbing his cheek. And Coach Haley going to go out and talk and check him out and make sure he's okay. But again, presence of mind, you could see knocking that one down. Was not able to get over and get the force at third, but then gunned it and got him by a step. So there's 2 outs. This is going to be Simon Dodge getting ready to step to the plate. Second appearance this evening. Of course, he scored the last time he came up, racing in from second. So Dodge is very speedy, good bat control, takes a ball, and it's 1-0. Second and third, 2 outs. Fajardo set at the belt. Going to be a slow roller to the shortstop. Apple comes across, throws across his body. Wow, that's highlight reel time on that throw. Apple making a tough play and gets him for the final out. So after 2 in the books, it's a 6-0 ball game. You're watching Colorado American Legion baseball. We'll be right back.
Play ball. Safe. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Welcome back to Butch Butler Field. Fort Morgan Mustangs versus the Centaurus Warriors. Fort Morgan stepping to the plate, down by 6 runs. Need to get something going here. Plenty of time. But so far, a very good job here by Centaurus on the mound as well as in the field. First pitch taken for a strike, and it's now 0-1. So J.P. Hamer, followed by Connor Fajardo, dropping one in, but missing, and the count goes to 1-1. And then it's Isaac Linker. Curveball waved at. That was a big curveball. Swung on and missed for strike 1. So Chase Fulkerson doing a very good job of mixing speeds and locations. Very impressed with his curveball here tonight. Going to go have a conference on the mound. Really, you take a look, this is their top of their lineup, so you have to be careful here. These are their big hitters. Let's not forget Alex Ortega in cleanup spot. One ball, 2 strikes. Fulkerson delivers. There's the curveball. Hung it just a little bit, and it's a base hit. I mean, even where he made contact with that, would have been down around the shins and still able to muscle it for the base hit. That was a pretty good curveball. So a good at-bat by Hamer, and it's going to be Fajardo trying to help his effort with nobody out. There goes the runner. We'll see if the throw's in time. Bounces off the glove of the second baseman, meaning Dodge, and the runner's in safe with the steal. So base hit here potentially could score a run. 1 ball and no strikes. And ball gets away from the shortstops. The runner advances. And a fly ball potentially could score a run here for Fort Morgan. So Fajardo now sitting at 1 ball and no strikes. Is a good hitter, good contact hitter. Quick bat. We saw some screaming flyouts in game 1. Hit to left field. You can see the runner tagging. And this should score. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time. So Fort Morgan puts one on the board. 6-1. So a much needed score here by Fort Morgan to get something going. They have 3 hits in the ball game. Centaurus with 5 hits and 6 runs. So Isaac Linker's stepping to the plate, power hitter, number 3 hitter. Drops a curveball in the dirt, not able to knock it down by the catcher. So the count goes to 1-0. So another big hitter here for Fort Morgan. Nobody on. Really looking to set the table here for Morgan to keep this going. Fastball wide. Count goes to 2-0. So Fulkerson, who made a good pitch earlier that was hit to left field for a base hit, now having just a little bit location trouble, delivers 3 balls with no strikes. Fastball inside misses and he walks him. So an opportunity here for Fort Morgan to scratch some more off the board. Or shall we say on the board. Alex Ortega, followed by Nick Norris. So Linkers, despite his tall height and his size, is fairly quick. We saw that in game 1. He can get around the base paths. First pitch taken for a ball, and it's now 1-0. You know, you think about some of these players, especially some of the bigger players that are over 6 feet, most likely to play football for Fort Morgan. Next pitch is inside, and it's now 2-0. Linkers, I would not be surprised if he plays football for the Mustangs. Trying to pick him off, gets past the first baseman, so Linkers is going to round second. Opportunity here for Fort Morgan if they can get a base hit to scratch another run across. 2 balls, no strikes. Fulkerson really needing to keep the ball down, which he did there, missing for ball 3. Going more to the fastball here. Not in time on the throw. Linkers getting back. So we'll see if this is one of those table turning type of innings. We talked about that in a minute. Next pitch taken for a strike, timely strike, 3-1. So a base hit here not only can get a run across potentially, but really kind of lift the spirits of Fort Morgan and get them rolling. Fastball, and it's whacked to left field. There's a base hit. They're going to wave him. Haley's going to wave him here, but then they hold him up. Wise move, because that was a great throw from left field. You could see him having him round third base and then held him up, because that would have nailed him. So men at the corners. Nick Norris, who is the right fielder, followed by Austin Apple. First pitch is inside by Fulkerson. They're just going to let him take second, so men now at second and third. No effort whatsoever to throw him out or even make a play. So Morgan now threatening. You got some speed on the base paths, potentially could knock 2 more in. It's going to be a 3 chopper. Gets him at first, and the runners hold at second and third, so good play. So a very good play at third base, literally just spinning around looking to make sure that Linkers stays, and then going across the diamond to get the second out. Good fundamental play. So Apple looking to keep this one going. Big curveball missing. 1-0. Fulkerson comes in with a fastball missing outside. Count goes to 2-0. So Apple, who is very active, you can see very quick, can pitch, he can catch. We talked to him before the game, really looks at himself as a utility player. He'll play anywhere. He just loves playing baseball. We talked about he's going to be a senior this year and talked about wanting to get his opportunity to go play college ball somewhere. And his numbers were very good for his regular season as well as the summer. So if you're somebody that's scouting tonight, watch Austin Apple. 3-0 pitch, and he walks him. So the bases are loaded. And Jared Baker now looking to keep this going. Looking to get momentum, looking to get some action going, get the energy levels up. You can kind of feel it shifting just a little bit. Not so much that it's leaving Centaurus, but you can feel it rising a little bit here with Fort Morgan with 2 outs, 1 ball and no strikes. Fulkerson delivers low and in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. Fulkerson comes in with the fastball, more of a slider. Hits the inside corner, good location. Count goes to 2-1. Almost a semi-drought there as far as strikes. And comes up with a big pitch. Fastball outside goes to 3-1. Throw to first gets away. So 1 run will score on the throwing error. 2 runs will score. And Fort Morgan now down by 3. It's a 6-3 ball game. So as we said, this could be a table setter here as far as momentum here for Fort Morgan. So runner at second, 2 outs. Inside, and he walks him. So 4 hits in the ball game for Fort Morgan with 3 runs. For Centaurus, 5 hits and 6 runs. Seasoned with a few errors. First pitch taken for a strike, good location. So Devin Mussman takes strike 2, and it's now 0-2. Hit it on the inside corner at the knees. There goes the runner. They're going to try to pick him off. Gets past the third baseman, so they're going to send him. They're going to draw a throw, but it's not going to be in time, and Fort Morgan down by 2 runs. So some aggressive running that you thought would have been a pickoff play drew an errant throw and another run for Fort Morgan. So if you're Fajardo on the bench, you've got to be happy with what you're seeing here now that your team is bringing you back. One ball, two strikes, 2 outs. Man on second. 4 runs are in. Little chin music. Count goes to 2-2. Next pitch is hit to the second baseman. Dodge comes up, makes the play, and gets the final out. But a big inning here for Fort Morgan with 4 hits and 4 runs. So after 2.5 in the books, Centaurus on top, 6-4. You're watching Colorado American Legion baseball from Butch Butler Field.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Play ball. Safe. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of Northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. Plus reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal Clinic, affordable veterinary care. Call 970-518-1252.
Bottom half of the third inning, Butch Butler Field, Centaurus coming to the plate. Of course, a 4-spot put up by Fort Morgan, but Centaurus has a 2-run lead. So Fajardo, who's back on the mound here for Fort Morgan, got to be happy with the 4-spot being put up. So it's Day, followed by Zeigert, and then Schlabe. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. We'll see what kind of character, obviously, Centaurus has here. Next pitch is hit to the shortstop. 3 hopper comes firing, gets the out, so there's 1 down. So a good play by Linker to come up with that throw, and you can see the arm there. Really a good infield that we see here with Fort Morgan, both in the third baseman Apple and then of course Linker, and gets the first out. So Henry Zeigert, who caught game 1, stepping to the plate, takes ball low in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Mike Ray, Cameron Gibson, Warren Ray, Scott Gibson bringing it to you. Colorado American Legion Baseball. Baseball Night, Colorado from Butch. Next pitch fouled away. Count goes to 1-1. Field in very good shape. You think about the play that this field has seen over the year, a lot of play here, and they do an excellent job here. Not only in the infield, but the grass looks really, really nice. Very well groomed. Peening the corner, count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Zeigert, as we painted the picture, hot bat, can get around on it quick, pull it down the line. Hits to right field. It's going to be actually foul territory. First baseman makes the catch for the second out in Christensen. Good play. But a lot of these players, not only are they getting ready for next year, but really in the years to come. In other words, trying to get the numbers up and get their skills up so they can get looks for colleges and keep their careers going. Hit to the third baseman, Apple, 3 hopper, comes across, makes a beautiful throw, guns him out. So really a 1-2-3 inning. And if you're Fort Morgan, you got to feel pretty good as they've come back. And after 2.5 in the books, it's a 6-4 ball game. Colorado American Legion Baseball, Centaurus on top. Top half of the fourth inning, Butch Butler Field, Colorado American Legion baseball. 6-4 ball game. Centaurus in the lead, but you could see in that last inning was really kind of walking that tightrope because you saw Fort Morgan not only making some good hits, but taking advantage of some mistakes in the field by Centaurus. And now we're sitting at 6-4. First pitch by Fulkerson going to be outside, and it's 1-0. So Christensen, who made that nice catch towards the end of the inning, looking to get it going again here. Next pitch, and it's hit. Could be up the gap. It's a gapper easily. Going to go up against the fence. Christensen rounding first, heading into second. They're going to wait. Oh, they hold him up. And so Christensen with a stand-up double. So it's going to be J.P. Hamer, who we saw got a hit in the last inning, and then it's Connor Fajardo. So Hamer would love to keep this going. If he gets a base hit here, could potentially score Christensen. So you can hear a little mojo from the bench of the Mustangs, clearly cheering each other on. Hamer takes a ball, and it's now 1-0. Light's really starting to take effect here. Catches the inside corner. Fulkerson, good location on the fastball, and it's 1-1. Scott Gibson behind the plate in game 2. Norm Johnson in the field. 5 hits in the ball game for each team. Difference is 2 runs. Fulkerson could not get on top of that curveball. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Going to be hit to the third baseman. Hot shot, not able to come up with it. They're going to hold Christensen at third, so men at the corners. So a little bit of a rocky start here for the fourth inning for Fulkerson. And it's going to be Connor Fajardo stepping to the plate. Got to be happy with what he's seeing. As we mentioned, both teams and both pitchers, both in Fulkerson and Fajardo, have good command of that curveball, but as of late, Fulkerson just a little bit off here, unable to get on top of it. Getting and ducking out of the way, count goes to 1-0, is Fajardo. Men at the corners. Throw not in time. So clearly they're going to be looking double play here. Try to get out of it. They'll sacrifice the run to get 2 outs. Whack down the left field line. That is a base hit. That could go extra. So 1 run will score. And you have men at the corners again. Actually at second and third. Fajardo lacing it and extending it into a double. So it's a 6-5 ball game, and now you have one of the big hitters for Fort Morgan in Linkers stepping to the plate. Of course, playing shortstop, has a good gun from shortstop. So clearly Fulkerson is going to have a discussion here with his catcher. They've got to change it up a little bit here. We've not seen Fulkerson going to the curveball as much as of late. And the Mustangs able to deliver on the fastballs and get the big base hits. 7 hits now for the Mustangs and 5 runs. Drops a curveball, fouled away. Count goes to 1-1. So men at second and third, great opportunity here for Fort Morgan to not only tie this ball game, but potentially go ahead. Good curveball, gets him swinging, going down the right field line. This is going to be a tough play, and it drops in for a base hit. 1 run will score, and you could see that ball fading. A nice attempt by Dodge to try to get to that, but just one of those seeing eye singles. Very tough play to get under. Really almost looked like Lynx got jammed, but it was enough. He muscled it for that base hit, and actually he extended it, and now he's standing at second. And actually there may be a balk here. I'm not sure what the call is by Norm Johnson, but nonetheless another run will score. And now Fort Morgan goes ahead 7-6. The runners advance. It's funny how baseball works. You could be breezing and in control, up 6-0, and then literally with a few mistakes and some good hitting, be behind 7-6. Still nobody out. Fulkerson delivers wide for ball 1. Inside, count goes to 2-0. So Baker really trying to keep this one going. Of course, you get a fly ball will score a run. Fouled away, tipped, count goes to 2-1. Really trying to go with that letter high fastball instead of going low. So Centaurus content to leave Fulkerson in. This being the second inning, he's getting roughed up and he hits him. So now men at the corners and there's still nobody out. And here comes the coach for Centaurus, going to have a discussion. We'll see if that's it or not. So we'll give you a lineup basically of what's to come here in regards to the state tournaments. As we alluded to several times, on July the 19th, which is this week, obviously at Sterling High School, it's State D tournament. Then the State C tournament, which is going to be hosted by Brush High School at Brush. That gets underway. There's 3 tournaments that start on the 26th and go to the 29th. So Brush will get the State C tournament. Last year, they did a terrific job hosting the D tournament, so they moved it up to C this year. Then Stanley Lake High School in Westminster is also going to be hosting the B tournament. Same time, 26th through the 29th. Then the A tournament will be hosted by Centaurus at Lafayette. So 3 big tournaments in American Legion, and then the final Elite A tournament will be hosted by Rocky Mountain in Fort Collins, and that gets underway on the 27th and goes to the 30th. So if you'd like more information on that, you can go to www.calb.org and you can find out more. So very quickly, the tide has turned here for Centaurus and Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan still in the driver's seat, if you think about it, with 3 runs in this inning and 4 runs in the last inning. They have 7 hits, but keep in mind, what we've seen in the field, Centaurus sprinkled with a number of errors, both throwing and fielding, and that really has kind of helped turn the tide, as well as the good hitting for Fort Morgan. And you really think about what Fulkerson did early in this ball game. He was sharp. I mean, not only did he have a good curveball, that was one of those more major league roundhouse type of curveball, but also had a very good fastball that he was keeping at the knees, but really just not able to continue that focus. So we will get you a name here of the relief pitcher here for Centaurus in just a moment. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Nice dig at first by the first baseman. First pitch is low, and it's now 1 ball and no strikes. So Nick Norris looking to not only add to the fun. Next pitch hits to the third baseman, eats him up. So a run will score. And the throw is not in time at third, so he's safe. So Johnson calls him safe. It's now an 8-6 ball game. So Blair in relief here for Centaurus. Gets the ground ball, but the third baseman just not able to come up with it. And a run scores. So Austin Apple followed by Jared Baker. Hit to right field. It's going to be a base hit. 1 run will score, heading to third. And we have men at the corners again for Fort Morgan. So when you think about Fort Morgan and you look at the numbers, not only during the regular season, but for the summer season, this is a little more of what we're probably used to seeing, or they're probably used to seeing. So it's a 9-6 ball game. So Baker trying to stay out of the double play. Hits it to the shortstop. There's get the force at second, but not able to come up with a throw at second. Got taken out, so there's 1 run in, but they do get the force, so there's 1 down. 10-6 ball game. So getting these outs has really been a chore here for Centaurus in the last 2 innings. First pitch taken for a ball, and it's now 1-0. Waved at for strike 1. It's now 1-1. So Devin Mussman, who's had obviously a very good game, looking to try to continue. They're looking double play. It's cued foul. Count goes to 1-2 by Mussman. Looked like he caught it on the handle, and you can see him grabbing at his left hand, maybe stung a little bit. Yep. So cueing it fouled off of the handle. You do have some speed on the base pads here for Fort Morgan. Inside pitch evens it up at 2-2 on the fastball. So Blair now coming in and getting roughed up a little bit, but did get some ground balls. Cued foul going down the right field line. Count still remains at 2-2. You look at what Fort Morgan is doing, and they're extending the counts. They're extending it by fouling a lot of balls away. Almost like that nagging fly that you try to get out of your face. That's what they're doing here right now. They're continually fouling balls off. Runner at first, one out. Nice pitch, striking out Apple, much needed out. Good location, and there's two down. So it's going to be Sam Christensen, the number 9 hitter, stepping to the plate. Christensen takes a ball on the outside. It's now 1-0. So Christensen at the last bat, of course, delivered a nice double. Hit is going to drop well, to the left fielder. It's going to be made the catch. Initially going back, and I thought maybe that was going to die, but read it very well, was the left fielder. But it was another big inning here for Fort Morgan, putting up a 6 spot on 8 hits, and the score is 10-6 after 3.5 in the books. You're watching Colorado American Legion Baseball here from Butch Butler Field. We're going to take a timeout.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays, 970-352-5560. Rick's.
Bottom half of the 4th inning, Colorado American Legion Baseball. Centaurus looking to answer back after the 6 spot that was put up the last 2 innings. Really just looked like a barrage, the big wave coming from Fort Morgan. First ball swinging, and very quickly there's one down. So Fulkerson, first ball swinging and grounds out, and now it's Fulkerson, actually check that, it's Hero, followed by Shepard. So very important here for Centaurus to start answering back quickly against Fajardo, who has really started to settle down. That last inning was probably his best as far as going 1, 2, 3. Getting ground balls like we just saw. Rosette hits this one to center field. Center fielder goes back about 8 steps, makes the catch for the 2nd out. So you think about what happened with Fajardo in the 1st inning, getting roughed up with 6 runs. Since then, has really settled down, and we've seen zeros across the board since then, and we're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Mike Ray, Cameron Gibson, Warren Ray, and Scott Gibson bringing it to you. Butch Butler Field, beautiful night here. Going 7. First pitch taken for a ball, and it's now 1-0. So Shepard, who's behind the plate in game 2, waiting and taking ball 2. Other remaining games, we'll start talking about what's left in the season for some of the other leagues. 2-0 pitch. It's hit to left field. It's hit with authority. This should go double. It's going to go up against the fence. Rounding second, going to go for 3. Not going to be in time. They get the triple. Gets past the third baseman, so a run scores. So that was huge for Centaurus. They needed that. So Shepard delivering clearly a good, clean triple, but then the throwing error allowed him to score, and they're only down by 3 runs. Don't go away. This is a team, as we saw, can score quickly also. This could be another slugfest. 10-7 ball game. There's nobody out. Actually, check that, 2 outs. Hit to Apple, and you can see the gun from Apple, but a run scored and a needed run. So after 4 in the books, we're going to just keep it right here, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up and what's remaining. In the Elite A League, Rocky Mountain, of course, who's going to be hosting the Elite A tournament, has a doubleheader against Holy Family that's coming up on this coming Tuesday, the 17th. Then they take on a single against Windsor. That's the 18th this Wednesday, and then a Fairview will be Thursday the 19th. Actually, they take on a double there. And then they take on a double with Stanley Lake on Thursday, and Friday they finish it out against Fossil Ridge. So a lot of ball games to be played here for Rocky Mountain. Fossil Ridge, speaking of Fossil Ridge, has a couple of double headers. They finish it out against Fairview on Tuesday the 17th, and then Friday the 20th against Rocky Mountain, which is an interesting ball game to see. Fossil Ridge, one of those teams that's hovering along with Rocky Mountain for first place. Peak to Peak, who's having a good season, also hovering in that first place area or slot, most likely could make the tournament. They have 2 double headers on Saturday today. They played against Skyline. We do not have those scores yet. And then this coming Wednesday, finish it out against Pooter. And for Windsor, who is really starting to come around, more of a slower start, really starting to do a good job, on Wednesday the 18th, they take on Rocky Mountain, another big game there. Then Thursday against Skyline, and then to finish it out against Fort Morgan on Friday, July the 20th. So a lot of baseball yet to come. We'll keep you posted. So it's Fort Morgan now in the top half of the 5th inning. Good to have you along, Colorado American Legion Baseball. First ball swinging. Pitcher makes the easy throw, and there's one down. That's what you want to see if you're Centaurus. So Centaurus looking to kind of duplicate what we saw with Fajardo coming in and making quick work on the 1, 2, 3 innings. And they had an easy play at first for the first out. Speaking of Fajardo, takes ball 1. Really would like to help his effort out here, up by 3 runs. Ball 2 in the dirt. So Fajardo, obviously very selective hitter. Has power, we've seen it. Next pitch hit to left field. Left fielder going to come in a few steps. That's Dodge. And let's see, did they make? Yep, he should have made the catch. So there's 2 down. So Dodge, who normally plays at second base, is pushed out to left field because of the pitching rotation that we have here for Centaurus. So they moved him out of his natural position. First pitch is going to be low. And it's to Linkers, and it is ball 1, 1-0. Whacks it. This should go in between the gap. It does. And this is a big game for Linkers. He is fast. You can see rounding second, going to go to third. Easily will get there in time. It gets past the third baseman and is held up. Good idea, because it was a good backup by the pitcher for Centaurus. But a big hit with 2 outs here by Fort Morgan. So Isaac slapping another big hit. And Alex Ortega looking to try to cash him in here. Top half of the fifth inning, it is a 10-7 ball game. 8 hits for Fort Morgan, 7 hits for Centaurus. Whack down the left field line. This is going to go over Dodge's head. I mean, it was hit hard. A run will score. So it's a double for Alex Ortega. First ball swinging, got that one up, and he just sent it right over Dodge's head. What it is that with 2 out rallies, we're seeing that a lot here tonight by both teams. Ortega, of course, and Linkers coming through with some big hits. So another run is added to the board. Going to be a high chopper to the third baseman, goes across the diamond, gets the final out, but as you can see, some more runs across the board here for Fort Morgan. So after 4.5 complete, it is a 10-7 ball game. You're watching Colorado American Legion Baseball on Rad Sports.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-5496.
Play ball. Safe. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
At Milliken Animal Clinic, our purpose is to serve the residents of Northern Colorado by providing exceptional, affordable veterinary care for their furry family members. Our clients will always be treated with respect, dignity, and compassion as if they were our own. It is our desire to make lasting relationships with our clients and to be there for our patients through every stage of life. Plus reasonably priced pet food and supplies. Milliken Animal Clinic, affordable veterinary care. Call 970-518-1252.
Bottom half of the fifth inning, and it is an 11-7 ball game. Of course, some big hits with 2 outs for Fort Morgan, and sending another 1 or 2 across the board, and it's now an 11-7 ball game. So Centaurus now looking to answer back. We saw them do that in the last inning, or their last at-bats, where they also delivered, and now they're at 7 hits and 7 runs. Fajardo going the whole way so far here for Fort Morgan, delivers a ball, and it's now 1-0. So Jeminiak followed by Dodge, and then it's Day for Centaurus. Next pitch going to be low. Count goes to 2-0. This is the time of the game where if your starting pitcher is into the 5th inning, and, you know, obviously there's a lot of runs and hits by both teams, he's going to start wearing out. So this is where you want to jump on him as quickly as you can before they relieve him. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Missing wide, and he walks him. So an opening walk brings up Simon Dodge. Other league standings in the Elite Age League, Gojo's on top along with Rocky Mountain. Gojo's is at 7-1. They actually won today, so they're 8-1. Rocky Mountain at 10-4. Gene Taylor, who we will see next week against Gojo's here on Baseball Night Colorado is at 8-4. Monarch Post 111 at 6-4, tied with Mountain Range Rangers at 6-4. And then it's Horizon Impact Raptors at 7-7, Fossil Ridge at 7-9, Pooter at 7-9, Denver North at 1-5, and Greeley West at 1-13. So Dodge takes a strike at 0-1. Man on first, nobody out. Bottom half of the fifth inning, good to have you along. Colorado American Legion Baseball. Fajardo delivers high, evens it up at 1-1. So time in the ball game, if you are Centaurus and you're thinking high pitch counts for the Mustangs, plus you're also thinking next pitch is hit down the right field line foul. Christensen making an effort, but it's going to just miss it by a couple of feet, but a good effort. But you're thinking when their travel squad is only 9, that this is a good opportunity here to try to not only get back in this game, but also take the lead in this game. One-two pitch on the way. There's a curveball, drops it in, catches him looking. There's that big curveball, and the perfect time for Fajardo to drop one in there. One out. So it's going to be Day followed by Zeigert. Man on first, one out. They're obviously infield going to play up. Throw back to first a little bit high, but getting back in time. It's the time you don't want to make throwing errors. You want to, it's a tight ball game. You want to keep the lid on. There goes the runner. Cute foul, and we're not sure. It looked like he took one off of his hands, but still fouled away. They're not going to send him. So clearly he could feel the sting on the bat. Good thing we're still warmer weather. If this were cold weather, he'd be really feeling it. So no balls, one strike, one man on, one out. 11-7 ball game. Fajardo delivers, fouled away on the hit and run. Christensen again making a nice effort to try to get over. Hits the backstop. Took a huge bounce, almost looked like a super ball bouncing. Count goes to 0-1. So Day would love to get a base hit here. They're down by 4 runs. Curveball, pulls one. If it's fair, they call it foul. And I mean, he barely got his bat on that. Thought he had a base hit, but missed it by about a foot. But protecting that plate and did a good job of it, extending his at bat. Fajardo delivers, hit up the middle, and a nice play on the stab by the second baseman and preventing what could have been a big inning potentially. So stabbing that for the second out. So a nice play by Fort Morgan. Defense starting to step up, helping their pitcher Fajardo. Big play. So there's 2 down, trying to cash him in here, Centaurus. Throw not in time. So Zeigert, who is the designated hitter in this game, is a dangerous hitter. And he likes to pull the ball. So if he comes in with the curveball, it is low. There goes the runner. Throw to second, not going to be in time. Gets past whoever was supposed to be covering. Really, there was no coverage, but the center fielder was there to back it up. So you have a runner at second, and Zeigert now with a great opportunity. Base hit could score him. Again, keep in mind, you've still got a few at-bats here to go. This is all about scratching it away, chipping down that lead. Down by 4. This pitch going to be high and outside. Count goes to 2-0. This is one of those nights you just love sitting at the ballpark. Weather is perfect. Good night for the family to hang out. Whack to the second baseman. Nice spin. Makes the play. Do they get him? So they call him safe. Norm Johnson calls him safe because the Christensen came off the bag, tried to get back in time to tag him, but not able to do it. But nonetheless, it was a nice play at second on the spin, but they weren't able to convert for the out. So Blair going to step to the plate now. Again, we keep saying, using that same term, golden opportunity. We're in the 5th inning. You don't have a whole lot of innings left. You got to strike when you can. First pitch taken for a ball, and it's now 1-0. You can watch a rebroadcast on this on Rad Sports. You can go to our Facebook site. You can go to our YouTube site, and we will post it on our website for you. Guess what? It's free. 1-0 pitch, taken for strike at the knees. Good location. Fajardo coming in with that sinker. Evens up the count at 1-1. Men at the corners. There goes the runners and whacked, and I mean whacked down the left field line foul. That was almost shoulder high on that pitch, and he got around on it on the inside corner. Tells you how quick his bat was on that pitch. 1-2. Two outs, trying to get out of this. Next pitch is wide. Nice dig by the catcher. You could see him sliding and backhanding that. And that prevents from a run scoring. So good play by the catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Be a little nubber. We'll see if that counts. It looks fair. There's the throw to first. It's going to be wide, so a run scores. Apple really made a good attempt there on the bare hand, but that was like a deluxe plus bunt, even though it was a hit on the swing. Nonetheless, it adds a run. It's 11-8, so the rally continues. 2 outs, men at first and second. So Fulkerson going to step to the plate, followed by Haro. Some other results so far for State A, not to be confused with Elite A. We'll give you some standings here. Fulkerson takes a strike on the outside corner. Fajardo putting it right where he couldn't swing. Count goes to 0-1. So leading the league right now in State A is Windsor at 14-2. Next pitch is going to be taken, same location. Nibbledom, count goes to 0-2, followed by Thompson Valley at 7-3, Fairview at 7-3, and Fort Morgan at 6-4, meaning their Elite A tournament, or their catches him on the curveball looking. Wow, that was a big pitch. And he strikes him out, but 1 run is in on the inning. And the score is 11-8, Fort Morgan on top. You're watching Colorado American Legion Baseball. Good to have you along. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Butch Butler Field as we enter into the top half of the 6th inning. It is a 3-run lead here by Fort Morgan, who's coming to bat. And Day, you think about when he's come in, has actually done a very good job because Fort Morgan has come up with some big bombs, and to limit him to 1 run in the last inning was a good chore, literally. So Fort Morgan facing and receiving a ball 1. Austin Apple followed by Jared Baker, and then it's Devin Mussman. So Apple, who's played a very good game at third, takes ball 2 in the dirt. Very good hitter. It's now 2-0, very fast. Again, I'm doing a little commercial here for Austin. Mr. Utility Player. Knocked down in the dirt, count goes to 3-0. This is a guy you don't want to let get onto first base because he could steal one on you. 3-0 pitch by Day. Gets past the catcher. He's going to not only walk, but you'll see Apple racing down, trying to maybe catch him off guard, but did not. Of course, hustle back here by Centaurus, preventing him from extending it to second. So it's Jared Baker looking to add some more. Infield will play up, looking double. Fastball taken for a strike. The hard part about Fort Morgan is if you're trying to double them up. In this part of the lineup, they're very fast, so it's very hard to turn a double. There goes the runner on a hit and run. You can see the catcher running over and makes a beautiful catch. Basket catch right next to the dugout of Fort Morgan, digging that one out for 1 out. That was a huge play. So Shepard doing a great job of hustling over and making the basket catch to get the first out. So Apple getting a fairly good lead at first. First pitch taken. There's the snap throw to first, not in time. Yeah, the hit and run was clearly on there. 1-0 pitch taken for strike outside corner, evens it up at 1s. So Mussman followed by Sam Christensen. Oh, they got him picked off. We'll see how good the execution is here because you've got a good fast runner in Apple, and they're going to get him. So a good pickoff play to get out number 2, and that was huge. So you had a big play by Shepard and then a heads-up play to pick off Apple, and there's 2 down. We'll see if that makes a difference in the end of the ball game. Keep in mind, they're only down, meaning the Warriors down by 3 runs. 2 down. First pitch taken for a strike. So Mussman, another selective hitter, also speedy. Knocked down in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. So there's 2 outs, and we'll see if Mussman can extend another 2-out rally. We've seen that a couple of times here by Fort Morgan in this game. Catches him looking for strike 3. Some timely pitching and needed. And really, you think about the play, very good in the catcher Shepard making that big play, the pickoff, and then a great pitch to get strike 3. So the score is 11-8. You're watching Colorado American Legion baseball. We'll be right back.
Established in 1979, Rick's Furniture has been providing quality new and used furniture with no pushy salespeople. Customers travel from all over northern Colorado and Wyoming to Rick's Furniture, who offers top-of-the-line service, prices, and a variety of furniture. Call them today at 970-352-5560. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and close on Sundays, 970-352-5560.
Bottom half of the sixth inning as we wind this one down, 11-8. Centaurus is the home team in this game. Of course, they won game one and won it very decisively, but they're down by 3 in this one. So far, 8 runs, 7 hits for Centaurus, and for Fort Morgan Mustangs, 11 runs and 8 hits. So we'll finish it out as far as the State A tournament is concerned, or I should say the State A standings. As we mentioned, Fort Morgan at 6-4, then Centaurus at 4-4, Holy Family at 4-6, Northridge at 3-6, Aurora Renegades at 0-4, Skyline at 4-9, and then Skyview at 3-11. So these are the standings. So again, getting ready for these tournament play. First pitch is going to be, it looks like Apple is on the mound. We'll double check that. Yep, it's Austin Apple on the mound, coming in relief for Fajardo. Delivers 1 ball. Next pitch hit down the right field line, and it's foul. Count evens at 1-1. So Hero followed by Shepard, and then it is Van Tiesel. So pace of the ball with Apple, you can see a much quicker motion, generates a little more speed. We haven't seen yet, because he's brand new into this ball game, what kind of change of pace stuff that he has, whether he has a curveball or a changeup. But Mr. Utility in. Next pitch is going to be wide. Count goes to 2-1. So you're looking at the number 3 hitter here in Hero, who is a good contact hitter against a very good pitcher. We'll see what kind of battle this turns out to be. Mike Ray, Cameron Gibson, Warren Ray, Scott Gibson bringing it to you. Butch Butler Field finishing this doubleheader out next week. Greeley Gojos against Gene Taylor, Elite A baseball. Could be a prelude to what we see in the tournament, and maybe even the finals in the tournament. Missing inside, count goes to 3-1. Apple thought he had it. Low, and he walks him. So an opening walk here for Centaurus in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Good to have you along. Now, we're not sure yet. We have to discuss this, but we know that State D tournament in Sterling is coming this Thursday, the 19th. And if we're able to get a crew together, we might be there webcasting several of those games for the State D tournament. And it should be a really good event also in Sterling. It's the first time that I've heard that they've hosted a tournament. Last year, D was hosted by Brush. Really, you don't want to get caught napping against Apple. You can see how quick his move is. And being a third baseman, and he is very good as far as his movement is concerned with the ball. Pitch taken for a strike. And it's 0-1. There goes the runner. It's in the dirt. Going to get away from the catcher. And you're going to see trying to extend it. Here comes the throw, but it's not going to be in time. So Centaurus now has a runner at third. Good opportunity here. So Shepard, who made a beautiful basket catch, the catcher, up literally right up against the dugout for Fort Morgan, battling here. Hits down the right field line, foul. Getting his bat, trying to go opposite field and score a run. Count goes to 1-1. Apple delivers high. Count goes to 2-2. So Shepard just trying to get this ball in play. Right field would be a good spot. Low and in the dirt. Count goes full. Oh, and they call him out. Wow. Okay. So there's one down. So a ball at the knees for a strike, and obviously Shepard strikes out, and there's one down. Curveball missing outside. Count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. So Van Tiesel, really, if fly ball, will add another run here and try to shave it a little bit more, but you're down by 3 runs. Next pitch is going to be inside for ball 2. So Apple trying to work quickly here. Fastball blows it by him. Wow, that had some authority behind it. Count goes to 2-1. Really, it's hard to come in the later innings and get your rhythm. And you can see Austin clearly has the good motion, just needing to get into a groove here. 2-1 pitch, another fastball waved at for strike 2. So literally he's starting to challenge him a little more with those belt-high fastballs rather than trying to tease him on the outside corners. 2-2 pitch, same thing. This is going to be a little looper, but the shortstop is there, makes the catch on the grass, and there's 2 down. So Austin doing a good job of just challenging the batter, gets the second out. So it's going to be Bernstein coming in on a pitch hitting roll, trying to score the run. First pitch taken on the inside corner for strike. Count goes to 0-1. So you can see the rhythm starting to come here for Austin Apple, getting settled in here. Started off a little bit rough finding the strike zone. Comes in with a fastball in the outside corner, both inside then outside. Quickly it's 0-2, so he's just going straight heat now. Curveball, or a hard slider actually. Staying alive, good job to keep this one alive was Van Tiesel. Actually, check that, it's Bernstein. Low and in the dirt, you could see him really holding up. Count goes to 1-2. So Apple, who would love to play some college ball, that's what he told me, that's his goal. Fastball outside, count evens at 2-2. Very likable. I really enjoyed talking to him before the games. And just blew it by him, just no chance, and strikes him out. So a good appearance by Apple, who really settled down here in the last couple of batters to finish the inning out. So after 6 in the books, it's an 11-8 ball game.
Some things just never change. Crazy work weeks, hectic schedules, and hometown traditions.
We love our customers at Hayes Market.
Hayes Market, a Johnstown tradition since the 1950s, where you can count on the freshest produce, meats, baked goods, and food selection. With great customer service. Hayes Market, proud sponsors of the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Open every day of the week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 970-587-5496. That's 970-587-54.
Play ball. Safe. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Entering into the 7th inning, Fort Morgan, Centaurus. Been a great ball game, 11-8. Of course, Centaurus not out of this. And it's going to be Sam Christensen followed by J.P. Hamer, and then it's Connor Fajardo. So Austin Apple doing a good job coming in relief for Fort Morgan. Looked like it's going to be Mr. Toad's wild ride when he first started out. Walking some balls and really getting in trouble, but then really got into the groove and did a terrific job of getting out just using the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sam Christensen, very selective hitter, takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Just missing. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on the fastball. Little nubber, and this is going to be an interesting play here. Bounces foul. Let's see if they try to get him, and they do call foul ball. So Christensen getting the aid really of the cue. It looked like, you know, one of those side shots going into the side pocket, just skipping out, and he's still alive at a 3-2 count. Some more league standings as they talk this one over. In the State B Metro League, Eagle Crest Raptors at a very impressive 19-1 on the season. Going into next week, Jefferson Academy, the Jaguars are 15-1. Denver Metro All-Stars at 12-5. Northfield, which is a new team in American Legion this year, at 10-7. Prime Baseball Academy at 8-7. Jefferson Edgewater Saints at 4-4. Skyview Academy, we don't have anything reported at this point. Conifer at 6-11. George Washington 5-10. Tri-City Bennett and Byers 3-9. Also Gilpin Clear Creek at 4-12. Strasburg at 2-10. And Platte Canyon Huskies at 1-12. So little discussion on the play here. So we'll let them continue to try to figure this one out. Coach Haley wanting to hear why the decision was made. So now we see Norm Johnson going to come step into this discussion. And we can see, looks like a warning being sent to the bench of Fort Morgan. We're not sure exactly what was said. But as they discuss things in the State C Northern standings, Sterling, who we will see here in the D tournament, their C team, very impressive, 14-1. Followed by Fort Morgan at 11-1 in the C League. Eaton at 9-6. The Lambkins out of Fort Collins are 6-4. Estes Park at 5-7. Platte Valley Broncos at 5-8. Brush Beat Diggers at 1-4. Monarch at 2-8. Greeley West, the Spartans at 1-7. And Centaurus is at 0-8. But again, keep in mind, not all of the games have been reported. So we have a number of C leagues here. Also the C Metro. Eagle Crest leading that at 6-2. Eagle Crest Black at 7-3. Heritage at 4-2. Jefferson Academy at 3-3. Strasburg at 3-6. And Bennett at 0-7. So again, we see some discussion about who's a coach and who isn't, and you can see Norm Johnson talking to somebody on the Fort Morgan Mustangs bench. We're not sure what that's about. Anyways, play will resume. So there's one out, 11-8 ball game. Next pitch is hit deep. Center fielder ranging over about 10 steps, makes the catch for the second out. That was about 10 feet away from the track. Literally, it was that deep. And it was hit high. So we're in the 7th inning. Good to have you along. Colorado American Legion Baseball, Baseball Night, Colorado. Again, we invite you, if you tell your friends, you can watch a rewind of this as much as you like on Rad Sports. You can check it on our Facebook. First pitch is a ball and outside, and it's now 1-0. But you can watch it on our Facebook site. You can also see it on the Colorado American Legion Baseball Facebook site, and we'll also post it on our website, waved at for strike on the curveball. It's 1-1. And if you're keeping score, also we have a YouTube site. So lots of ways to see tonight's ball game for free. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch taken at the knees on the outside corner for strike 2, and it's 1-2. So Connor Fajardo, who started the ball game, still in the ball game, of course, caught game 1. Waves at it and gets struck out. So a good inning here for Centaurus, going 1, 2, 3, and after 6.5 in the books, 11-8, Fort Morgan. Bottom half of the 7th inning, Centaurus with their attempt here to try to get back into this one, tie it up. It's been a good ball game. It's an 11-8 ball game, and it's going to be Simon Dodge to lead it off. First pitch taken for a strike. Apple continuing in his rhythm, delivering, and you can see a lot different guy than he was the first 2 or 3 batters in the last inning. Apple delivers a curveball outside, and it's quickly 1-1. Inside with the fastball. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Simon Dodge waving at strike 2, and it's now 2-2. So it's Dodge, Day, and Zeigert. Another curveball missing. Count goes full at 3-2. Fastball ripped down the right field line, foul. Good battle going on here between Dodge and Apple. Count still remains at 3-2. Mike Ray, Warren Ray, Cameron Gibson, Scott Gibson bringing it to you. Baseball Night, Colorado, Greeley. looks at a curveball and strikes him out. Wasn't happy with that decision. So it's going to be Day and then Zygert here for Centaurus. Curveball, and you can see it's starting to work now for Austin. That curveball starting to snap. And like we mentioned earlier in the cast, very tough to come in the latter innings and get any kind of rhythm going. 0-1 pitch inside, count goes to 1-1. So in the State D standings, Holy Family leading that. They're undefeated. They're 12-0. Sterling at 9-4. Valley, next pitch is going to be wide. Count goes to 2-0. Valley at 8-4. Yuma at 4-4. Eaton, we don't have any scores listed. Brush at 2-6. Platte Valley at 1-8. And Sterling at 1-11. Apple delivers in the dirt. Count goes to 3-1. So they always say when you have a power pitcher like we see in Austin Apple, let him supply the power. Just get your bat on it. You don't have to overswing it. 3-1 pitch fastball. He catches him on the inside corner for 3-2. So comes in with some heat at the knees on the inside corner. It's a good idea by Day to take the time out, try to throw off a little rhythm here of Austin Apple. There's one down. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Waved at and strikes him out. So a little bit of country heat here by Austin Apple, and there's 2 down. So an interesting at-bat here with Zygert and Apple. You have a very quick bat in Zygert, and you have a very quick pitcher in Austin Apple. First pitch is going to be high. Count goes to 1-0. Apple delivers a fastball in the dirt, and count goes to 2-0. So Apple, you can see, is all about rhythm. And really what we've seen here in the last inning and a half, when he opened it up, really was not in rhythm and then got it, and now trying to keep it and finish this one out. Catches him on the outside corner looking. The count goes to 2-1. Apple trying to take this one home. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Catches him looking for a strike, and it's now 2-2. So Henry Zygert, who does have a quick bat, looks at it, waves at it for strike 3. So Fort Morgan comes back in the nightcap and wins that one 11-8, and they split against Centaurus. 2 very good teams, and at times some very good plays, very good pitching, taking advantage of mistakes by both teams in both games, and a very entertaining night here for Baseball Night Colorado. So for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, final numbers for the evening, 11 runs on 8 hits. And for the Centaurus Warriors, who had a great second game as well, 8 runs on 7 hits. So that'll do it for next week. We'll be back here. It'll be the nightcap, again, 5 and 7:30. And that will be the night spot at the final game of Baseball Night Colorado until playoffs. It'll be Greeley Gojos against Gene Taylor in an Elite A baseball match. So we look forward to seeing you. For Cameron Gibson, for Warren Ray, Scott Gibson, I'm Mike Ray, bidding you a pleasant good evening from Greeley, Colorado. We'll see you next time.